Hi, everyone. Welcome to our webinar today. My name is Rebecca Lee, and I am the Online Services Coordinator here at ACCESS Employment. And today, our webinar topic is Career Paths in Retail Banking, Advice Centers, and Insurance with RBC. So today, I do have three special guests with me here. I do have Olga here. I also have Clifford as well as Marlene, and they are joining us from the RBC Recruitment team today. And I will allow them to introduce themselves shortly after this portion of the webinar. For those of you that are joining us for the first time, I just want to say a very warm welcome to all of you, and thank you for joining us from the many different time zones that you're at. And those of you that are attending our webinars for the first time, we will be holding this series for the next few months, and we are collaborating with RBC on a series of job search related webinars, specifically for pre-arrival job seekers, as well as newcomer professionals that have recently landed in Canada as well. So just a little bit about ACCESS Employment. We have been around for over 30 years, and we have provided services and programs to job seekers as well as new Canadians. We have established relationships with over 2,000 plus employers, including RBC, and we also deliver a variety of sector-specific programs, communication training, as well as mentoring programs for job seekers. We also deliver online services, so similar to the webinar event that you're attending today, we do have a variety of networking events for pre-arrival job seekers that are approved to land in Canada, as well as newcomers across Canada as well. So thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Cliff Hennick Pereira, and I'm the Senior National Manager Recruitment for RBC Advice Centers. I've been with RBC for approximately 23 years. I'm originally from Pakistan, and I came here in '88. I've been here for a long time, and so I've been working for RBC for 23 years. But before that, I worked for a retail organization. In addition to being the National Manager Recruitment, I have worked in various roles within the branches. I've also worked as a manager of client care. I've worked in our personal and commercial banking area, as well as in human resources, employee relations, and training and development. I have and do continue to interact with a lot of candidates who are new to Canada, but also new to working in financial services. And I absolutely enjoy working with people who are looking for new opportunities and looking for jobs. I think that there are many new opportunities that we can talk about and offer you at RBC as a whole within our various business lines. And I look forward to dealing and directly interacting with you, and my team looks forward to interacting with all of you as you start to come into Canada.
Amazing. Thank you, Rebecca, and thank you, everyone, for joining us today. My name is Olga. I'm a senior recruiter at RBC. I'm a first-generation immigrant myself, like Cliff. Myself and my family, we immigrated to Canada about 20 years ago. Why I choose to work for RBC and make RBC home, really when I reflected on that, it's the values of RBC that is well aligned with my personal values, and that there's a keen focus on client first, as we put it in RBC. We're very focused then at serving our clients and providing advice that's best suited for our clients. Collaboration is another value that's key for us. That's key for us here at RBC. We work in a very collaborative environment. In addition to that, diversity, as I mentioned, being a first-generation immigrant myself, RBC is very focused in diversity and ensuring that we hire people from all walks of life. So that is very close to my heart, and I'm a key champion when it comes to diversity and having the privilege to be in a recruitment position. Definitely, that's a vision that I have in mind as well. So yes, I've been with RBC for 10 years, and and love being here and love working with individuals from all walks of life. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, and over to you, Marlene.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining as well. I've had the pleasure of being with RBC for 10 years, but what I really enjoy is the fact that over that 10 years, I've probably had 5 or 6 different career opportunities. So to come in, I had no financial background whatsoever, but I had a lot of leadership and core transferable skill sets that enabled me to be recognized and come into the organization. What is really cool, RBC is a global company, and I've had the opportunity to have leadership roles nationally across Canada, the U.S., and in Europe as well. So from an opportunity perspective, your career is unlimited, and it's really up to you and working your network as to how you can advance within any organization within Canada, but specifically RBC. So look forward to spending the next hour with all of you. What I thought I'd do today is start off with a little bit of trivia about Canada. We are celebrating this coming July 1st, our 150th year of Confederation. So I thought I'd share that. I'm not sure how many of you are sports fans, but Canada specifically is a huge ice hockey sport. That's probably our most prevalent sport, but our actual official sport is lacrosse. And that was just new to me. I didn't even realize that as well. Baseball, again, on the sports theme, was actually invented by a Canadian, and the first official baseball game was in Ontario in 1838. So we've really got an eclectic view of any kind of sports, and we really are a sports-related country. Maple syrup, if you don't already know, maple syrup is probably one of our most prevalent icons of food for anyone coming to Canada. And Canada has the most coffee shops and donut shops per capita than any other city in the world. Us Canadians love our Tim Hortons and love our coffee. Beaver is the official symbol of Canada. And if you look at actually landmass in Canada itself, Canada is so vast. 31% of Canada is made up of forests. 20% of all the world's fresh water originated from Canada. And Canada has more lakes in our country than any other countries combined. So a lot of hubs for opportunities to work and be a city person, but also a lot of opportunities to explore a very incredible country. So I just wanted to share that because we are celebrating our 150th year, and we're very proud of that this year. I want to switch to RBC. RBC is a core Canadian company. We're the #1 largest bank in Canada, and we've actually been in business. It was officially became RBC Canada in 1901, so we're hitting 116 years. We're the number 13, the largest bank in the world. And actually, interesting enough, the amount of candidates that actually come to RBC as applicants, we have over 440,000 applicants every year coming to our job sites and coming to RBC globally. Recruitment as a function, we're all here today to talk about employment opportunities in our brands, be it personal and commercial banking, insurance, or advice centers. We have teams in Canada, we have teams in the U.S., in Europe, in the Caribbean, and in Asia. So about 120 recruiters that actually support and bring in talent within RBC. We are the top-ranked company, and we have 8,740 Twitter followers. So if you're on Twitter, you'll see us, and we're the #1 LinkedIn company on LinkedIn. If you've built a profile, or if you haven't built one, build one soon, and make sure you build your network and connect in with RBC. You want to flip to the next slide? From a community standpoint, our top priority is diversity and inclusion. We're highly involved. One of our proudest partners are with ACCESS Employment, and we have a lot of great opportunities to talk to folks like yourself and folks that have entered into Canada to look for opportunities. We have over 200 languages that our businesses support to our employees, and 33% of our workforce are visible minorities. It's really cool to say that 95% of our employees say they're proud to be part of RBC and be part of our community presence. What I want to do is talk just a little bit about RBC Insurance. That's the platform that my team is supporting today. And it's really interesting. Not many people wake up and finish school and say, I want to start a career in our RBC Insurance. So I just really wanted to, or insurance as a general platform. I just wanted to shed a little bit of light if I could. If you look at RBC Insurance, we've been around for about close to 50 years. And through the entities of insurance, we have travel, life, health, property, auto, and reinsurance. Reinsurance, if you're not aware, is actually insurance for insurance companies. And we also have business insurance products and services and creditor insurance services. There's around 3,000 employees. Our head office is here in Meadowville, and it's really interesting. We're the first of our kind in Canada for a bank insurance company. What that means is we are owned by a bank, and that doesn't happen very much across the insurance realm. And all of our stores, what we call our branch stores, are usually situated directly beside an RBC bank. Again, a little bit more about our services. We are the leading provider of travel insurance and emergency assistance. So if you've ever traveled, hopefully you've had the opportunity to work with our team to secure your travel insurance. We also have a vast range of personal, home, and auto insurance products. And we also have a third-party channel distributor. So we have a huge network to have opportunity to sell insurance and support our client base with our insurance products. And there's actually a great picture of our head office where I'm sitting right today in Mississauga, Ontario. Rules for insurance. What I find is really intriguing, if you look at your own current credentials, your expertise, your skill sets, there are a lot of transferable skills that you could apply. You may not be thinking about them, but I would love to get your head around what you like to do, what you love to do, your interaction with people, and look at some of your roles you've currently held and pull from that some of your core capabilities, and they can well be transferred to roles within insurance. And I thought I'd share this slide because when you look at a sales role, we have lots of external sales roles, client-facing, on the phone sales roles in our advice center. They're professional sales advice providing roles. So if you like to talk to people, if you like to have face-to-face interactions, sales could be an opportunity for you. You could be an actuary, an appraiser, a broker, a claims investigator. They're really people that you like to have empathy and you want to help people. That could be a role that you could look into. A marketing representative, you like to promote, present, and be partners. There's a lot of partnership opportunities in working with the business in a marketing representative role, and that's more of a head office role. A risk manager, you like strategy and you like to plan. Those are some transferable skill sets that you may take from some of your current roles and transfer them into a role into insurance. An underwriter, incredible amount of opportunity to use your relationship development skills, and you are a key decision maker with our advisors to work with our clients for their insurance needs. And these are just some job titles. A lot of people just don't know, they may know what they like and what they enjoy, but they don't know some of the job titles. So I would suggest you go into our career website and search out businesses like marketing, communications, change management, business development. There's great analyst roles. There's product development, relationship manager. If you go through this whole list, there are job titles you could search out, or again, I really stress, go into your core capabilities and your interests and pull out some of those words and search for opportunities, and it will pull up some great opportunities with insurance. And I think I'm going to move it over. Hopefully I've answered some of your questions, but look forward to dialogue in the question session. I'll move it over to Cliff for the Advice Center and Contact Center. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Marlene, and hello, everyone. It's Cliff again. So as I mentioned to you, I work with RBC Advice Center. Now, to offer you some clarification, the Advice Center is what we call our contact center, or perhaps you would know it as a call center. We have, in the Advice Center, we have approximately close to 4,000 employees, and in a year, we could be making up to 69 million contacts a year. In the RBC Advice Center, or my team specifically, we manage the recruitment for 3 different business lines. We have RBC Advice Center, we have RBC Direct Investing Contact Center, and we also support the Fraud and Risk Management Center, where we have jobs that we consider candidates for, which are all on the phone. That's when they would talk to and deal with clients who call in and deal with their initial requests as well as any other requests that they might have. So I'm going to go through the various business lines. Now, we talked about businesses in RBC. We have, as Marlene, my colleague, said, we've got 5 business lines: capital markets, wealth management, investor and treasury services, RBC Insurance, and then we've got personal and commercial banking. My colleague Olga and I both for personal and commercial banking. RBC Advice Center is the area where our clients call into the contact centers. We have 5 advice centers across Canada, in Vancouver, Winnipeg, Mississauga, Montreal, and Moncton. And so we have ongoing opportunities for individuals like yourselves who are looking for jobs at the RBC Advice Centers. And really, the Advice Center is the front door to our clients calling in, and is an opportunity for us to make every interaction with our clients an exceptional one. So we deal with everyday banking, we deal with credit division, invest by phone. We also have small business representatives as well. We also look after the credit cards division. Now, what is a banking advisor? So when you join RBC Advice Center, you would be known initially as a new to the bank role. You'd be called a banking advisor. And so really, a banking advisor is someone who's very client-friendly, client-focused, finds the right solutions at every call, and you're also dealing with their everyday banking. We do have training for our new-to-bank employees that range from anywhere from 7 to 11 weeks, depending on which business line you are going to be considered and hired for. What we need from you, what you need to succeed, is proven customer service, providing needs-based solutions to clients. So basically, when a client's call, you understand what their needs are, and then you provide them with the right product and service to make sure that all their financial solutions are taken care of. As well, listening, understanding, and responding. Comfort with dealing with technology is very, very important, because you at any time could be dealing with 5 to 7 applications and 2 or 3 different screens. So multitasking, dealing with technology, dealing with computers, and having that empathetic outlook to help a client at every point is very, very important. So in terms of your day, what would it look like? Well, 80% of your day would really be working and delivering best-in-class advice and talking to our clients. So the calls come in automatically. We have a verification system where the system automatically validates who our clients are. Once they come into you, you talk to them. So 80% of your day and 80% of your shift will be dealing with clients. 10% of your time will be resolving client interactions and challenges that they may have, and 6% of your time would be participating in professional development, and 4% would be maintaining risk standards and compliance. We do offer, as I said, world-class training. We have a total rewards package as an employee, as a full-time employee, which you will be entitled to. And of course, in the advice center or contact centers, we also have our scheduling system, and so working in a scheduled environment, a shift environment, is very, very important for you to understand and be able to comply with. RBC Direct Investing, that is another part of RBC, which is our self-brokerage channel. Again, it is a contact center environment where our clients call in, and so you've got to be able to deal with clients who call into direct investing. But the one thing to remember here is that we do not provide advice in the direct investing business line. The clients call in. What we do is, as an investment service representative for direct investing, you would provide your clients with helpful professional assistance, be knowledgeable about our technical websites, our technical systems, or to offer them any sort of detailed, effective guidance as to how they could work with their securities. Having securities knowledge is very, very important, and you've got to be able to also have great communication skills, not just verbal skills, but also your written communication skills. Now, in terms of RBC Direct Investing, the training program is for approximately 5 to 6 weeks. It is located in 2 centers, in Mississauga and Montreal. Accreditations required to work in RBC Direct Investing are the Conducts and Practices Handbook, which, if you don't have it, you can have it within 6 months of being employed. The Canadian Securities course, which, if you don't have it, you would need to get it completed within 6 months of your start date. Your completion of your Derivatives Fundamentals course is very, very important. That you can complete within 12 months of start date, and your Options Licensing course, you can complete that within 12 months of your start date. Now, what's really important to remember is that because this is our discount brokerage part of our business, you've got to be able to get all these accreditations done within the time frame. What do you need to succeed? Strong communication, as I mentioned, full flexibility to work a variety of shifts, ranging from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. You've got to have your university degree or diploma and a minimum of 1 year's experience, and again, have excellent team building, problem resolution, and computer navigation skills. What you're going to do, as I mentioned, uncover opportunities, promote the capability and functionality of RBC Direct Investment technology, proactively identify self-service opportunities for clients, also provide any sort of knowledgeable information, not advice, but information as relates to RBC advice, RBC Direct Investing, and all this will be done over the phones. What's also important with RBC Direct Investing, the reason we have a lot of accreditations that have to be completed is because it is an industry that is very, very compliance driven, and so understanding industry rules and regulations is a very important part of this role. Giving clients who call in accurate instructions within your defined authorities is also going to be very important, because they need this information to meet their trade settlement obligations. The third business line that we support is the RBC Fraud and Risk Center. Now, what you're going to see here is that the capabilities required for these three business lines, the basic capabilities are customer service, are communication skills, and comfort with using technology. However, with the Fraud Center and the Fraud and Risk Center, it is a role where you're going to need to be pretty analytical and very empathetic, because this is where our clients call in if they're having any challenges with their accounts or with their credit cards. So again, the Risk Center is a center where you're going to field incoming calls, you're going to be talking to clients about possible fraudulent activities, and you're going to help the client understand that you as an RBC employee will take care of their concerns. We have two risk and fraud centers. One is based in Toronto and one is based in Montreal. Now, a fraud center agent basically creates analysis and security reports after they have the conversations with their clients. They've got to be calm, have an analytical mindset, and be very friendly, because these are clients who are calling in who possibly have challenges with their accounts or with their credit cards. And so we've got to make sure that we make our clients feel safe when they call in. If you were to be considered for a role in the Fraud and Risk Center and were offered a role with us, the training period is 9 weeks. We have two centers, as I said, in Montreal and Toronto, and the hiring for these two centers is done sporadically through the year. What will you do? Provide responsible customer service. Again, all that goes along with all our roles, but the main thing that you will do is be empathetic with our clients. You've got to have a minimum of 1 year's client service experience, preferably 2 to 3 years in experience in an environment where you work shifts, and you are fully flexible to work shifts, which may be overnight shifts as well. Computer-based applications is an important part of your job in this environment, and so being comfortable with computers is going to be very, very important. If you speak French, that is definitely an asset, and we need French speaking candidates and English. Of course, you've got to be fluent in both languages in Toronto and in Montreal. The process to join RBC Advice Center, if you were interested, or if you wanted to join RBC Direct Investing or our fraud agents, a fraud center, is that you would first apply to our roles. For the Advice Center and the Fraud Center, we would send you an online assessment that you would need to complete. Once you complete the online assessment, and if you are successful in the online assessment, you then go on to a web-based behavioral interview where a recruiter will go through your past experience, education, and also get a good understanding of why you want to join any one of our contact and advice centers. If you are successful in that step, you are then invited to either an in-person interview with a hiring manager or panel of hiring managers, or perhaps a group interview. And after you are successful in those in-person interviews, whether they be a group interview or a hiring manager interview, we then make you a job offer, which is conditional upon background employment checks, which include credit, criminal, and your educational checks. Once you clear that, you're then cleared to start and join the Advice Center or RBC contact centers.
Perfect, fantastic, thank you. So as I mentioned, I'm one of the recruiters supporting the personal and commercial banking sector of the bank. So when we talk about personal and commercial banking, you think about all of the branches that are located throughout the country and really globally designed to serve our clients. And you're absolutely right when you think that. In Canada, we have, RBC has the strongest retail banking franchise. We're one of the strongest market in the market, really. We have the strongest market position. So these are the branches that you go into to open a bank account, to deposit a check, to get a personal line of credit as an example. So all of your personal and commercial banking needs. In addition to that, we have the national office sector, if you may. And the easiest way to understand national office, all of the products and services that are offered through personal and commercial banking are developed, the strategy of those products and services are developed and marketed in national office. So really when you look at that by product, it can be your checking account, your saving account, the loans, all of those products in terms of the strategy, in terms of positioning, marketing, pricing, making sure that we're being competitive. All of that is developed within national office per se. So from a recruitment or a hiring perspective, there are a lot of opportunities in national office. We hire for project managers, we hire for business analysts, we hire for technical analysts, we hire for global roles. So definitely I'll encourage you to be active in our career site, and we'll talk about that. But for the purpose of this discussion, there are two roles that I want to highlight, the client service representative and the account manager. These are, I picked these two positions because they're key roles within personal and commercial banking. Both these positions are client facing, so they're sitting within our branches, if you may, and a lot of core competencies that we're going to talk about in these roles are absolutely transferable to a lot of other positions within Canadian banking, such as national office. Amazing. So let's look at the client service representative role. These are individuals that you see or that you meet initially when you go into a branch. As a client service rep, what does your day look like, right? And what keeps you busy? A good chunk of your days, I would say 75%, is helping clients with their everyday banking transactions, right? So you're the face to the client. You're basically assisting them in whatever banking needs that they have, such as depositing a check, withdrawing money, opening a bank account, that type of a thing. So that's a good 75%. 15% is you being proactive and keeping in mind the needs of the clients and providing service and advice in a proactive basis. So spotting sales opportunities and providing advice to our clients. RBC, as my colleagues Marlene and Cliff mentioned, we have keen interest in terms of growing and developing our employees. Right, so a good 5% would be you coming into this role, into your current position, and doing a good job in your current role, but also developing your skills and positioning yourself well for upcoming opportunities as well. So 5% of your role would be growing your skills through professional development. It can be sort of official courses that you can take or on-the-job training. And obviously being a bank, compliance and risk management is key for us. The remaining 5% of your time would be compliance-related activities, if you may. What do we offer as an organization? I touched on for myself personally sort of the core values at RBC and how that matches my personal beliefs as well. So in terms of the service offering at RBC, or I personally why I choose to work at RBC, that is key for me. But in terms of the benefits package, as I mentioned, training and development and getting our employees ready for that next level is key. A total reward package of bonuses, benefits, compensation and incentive, as my colleague Cliff touched on, is another component that we provide. We're keen on work-life balance, so definitely ensuring that we come in and we work hard and deliver on our goals, but by the same token, have a healthy work-life balance as well. What are the skills that you need? So definitely being in a client-facing role is very important that you bring in customer service and advice skills, so really having that care and comfort in speaking with your clients and understanding and putting their needs first. Being comfortable in a target-driven environment, right? So there will be sales targets that will be assigned. Being comfortable operating in that environment and being able to sort of deliver there is key. And definitely being self-motivated and eager to learn and succeed. As Marlene mentioned, RBC is a place where there are a lot of opportunities in terms of advancement and growth, and being one who can sort of embrace that and prepare yourself for that is extremely important. Flexible, personal flexibility around variety of shifts. We want to make sure RBC is a very client-centric organization, so we want to make sure that we're available. Our banking offerings are available depending on our clients' availability as well, and that we're flexible that way. So at times our branches are open, as an example, from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So being flexible to work shifts, so to work different hours or possibly weekends is key as well for the client service rep position. As an account manager, so as I mentioned, two roles that I want to profile. Client service was one, and account manager is another. What you do as an account manager, you provide helpful financial advice and building meaningful relationship with clients. So truly, you're a relationship manager. You're the face to our clients, representing RBC and providing them financial advice. Delivering best-in-class service in a proactive basis is key as well. So being proactive in terms of understanding your client's financial needs and offering those services is key. And this is once again a sales role, so supporting sales opportunities, keeping in mind that at the end of the day we're providing advice and providing advice that's the best advice for your client at that point in time is important. And really at the end of it, you're truly, as I mentioned, a relationship manager. You represent RBC and you're providing advice to your clients in terms of their financial needs. In terms of the core competencies, you have probably noticed that there is a lot of similarity in terms of what we look for in terms of the behavioral competencies, right? Having that good communication skills, being client focused, putting your client's needs first, all of those components is very much applicable here in an account manager position. In addition to that, mutual fund license, if you don't have it, being you would have to obtain that. You would have to get that for an account manager position. If you have worked with another financial institution or have a strong knowledge of providing financial advice, that is definitely key for this role as well. And as I mentioned previously, being flexible in terms of work hours and different shifts is key as well. So this is a little bit about personal and commercial banking, many different opportunities, many different roles within our branches and the head office, or what we call national office. But really, as I mentioned, these are two roles that I have selected: client service rep and account manager. A lot of the core competencies that we talked about that we look for these roles also is applicable to the other positions that we hire for at RBC as well. So this is my personal favorite page because I think it sums a lot of what we talked about. In terms of next steps, I mean, I can absolutely appreciate that moving into a new country is a bigger step. I've been there, done it myself, so a lot of logistics needs to happen, and it's definitely, it can be an overwhelming time. To take a proactive approach and be ready for what is coming, I absolutely do recommend that you visit the rbc.com, the link that's provided to you here, rbc.com/access in newcomers to Canada. These pages will provide you with all useful information. We can assist you with all of your banking needs, from opening a bank account to buying your first home, having your first credit card, and what is needed for you to sort of put things in motion in terms of having a financial footprint, if you may, in Canada. So definitely visit these sites and take a head start in that. In terms of your job search here, if you haven't done so already, put your resume together. Do some soul searching in terms of the type of roles that you want to apply to. As I mentioned earlier on, jobs at RBC, definitely take a look at the positions that we have available online. RBC.com will allow you to create a candidate profile, so you can create your resume and save it online, and every time you see a position that you're interested in, you can go ahead and easily apply through a click of the button. Some of the things that were mentioned throughout the webinar was creating a job alert. So what is a job alert? Basically, you can go ahead and plug in the skills that you have and the type of role that you that you're looking for. You can go ahead and build an alert based on that, and every time we post a position that fits that criteria, you will get an email, you will get a ping notifying you. So you won't have there won't be an opportunity for you to miss any of the postings. So create a job alert. That is very important. And as I mentioned previously, and I think my colleagues touched on it as well, the importance of networking and being patient yet having a LinkedIn account, working your network, and being selective but active in terms of your job search is also key. Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you, Olga. And I know a lot of you are looking into different career paths. This is definitely a great website for you to start on in kind of planning your career in Canada. So I just wanted to thank you for your participation. And please do stay in touch with us as well at ACCESS Employment. We do post our upcoming webinar events very often in our online event series page. And again, thank you so much to our guest speakers today, Olga, Clifford, and Marlene, for joining us.